Capricorn.
September 26th. A surprising wealth is coming. For you. This is not just another date on the calendar. Not just another day that passes unnoticed. This day has been marked long before you could see it. Long before you could imagine it. Long before you even knew what you were carrying inside you. September 26th is the moment when what has been quietly prepared in silence begins to take form in your life in ways that will shock even you. The surprising wealth that is destined for you does not come only as numbers or possessions. It comes as the proof of alignment, the evidence of divine timing, the reward for the endurance you showed in seasons of silence. It is wealth that will be seen, yes, but also wealth that will be felt, carried, lived, and experienced in every dimension of your being. Before we go deeper, stay with this message until the very end, because every word spoken here is a seed carrying energy for your future. Nothing in this moment is random. Nothing you are hearing is accidental. And chosen one, comment your warmest wishes and type 144 below. When you release your wishes into the universe with intention, and when you unite with the energy of 144, you multiply the flow of possibility. Wishes expressed are not just thoughts. They are vibrations sent forward to meet the reality that is already moving toward you. This act of unity is not small, it is powerful, it is magnetic, and it invites the surprising wealth of September 26th to meet you more quickly, more clearly, and more abundantly. Now, chosen one, show your light by liking this video and subscribed to the channel, and let's step into this together. Chosen one, September 26th is not arriving empty. It is carrying within it a release that has been building behind the scenes for longer than you realize. The surprising wealth coming for you is not just about money, though resources will align. It is not just about material possession, though doors will open. It is about richness in clarity, richness in opportunities, richness in the flow of energy that makes everything you touch expand. September 26th is a date where resistance collapses and alignment flows freely. It is when the universe speaks loudly that your preparation was not wasted and your waiting was not in vain. The surprising wealth coming will not simply visit you for a moment, it will anchor itself as the beginning of a new chapter where overflow becomes your reality. Think of how long you have endured cycles that seemed unbreakable, struggles that returned again and again, obstacles that repeated themselves until you almost believed they were permanent. September 26th is the day of reversal. The surprising wealth is not only about what you will gain, but about what will be broken. Cycles of lack, cycles of delay, cycles of heaviness. They do not survive this shift. When the surprising wealth comes, it will not only bring increase, it will also bring release. It will unlock you from patterns you never thought you would escape. You will step out of cages you didn't even know you were in, and suddenly the horizon of your life will look limitless. This surprising wealth will not arrive through the old systems that failed you. It will not come through the same paths that disappointed you. September 26th brings a new channel, an unexpected route, a surprising flow. The very fact that it is surprising means you cannot predict it, you cannot calculate it, you cannot force it. It comes suddenly, breaking into your reality with a strength that leaves no doubt that it was meant for you. You will look back and realize that the reason certain doors never opened was because this one had to. The reason certain paths were blocked was because this one had to clear. The surprising wealth could not have been delivered earlier because the conditions for it were not yet aligned. Now they are. Chosen one, prepare yourself not only to receive, but to expand. Surprising wealth requires expansion of spirit. September 26th is not only delivering something to you, it is demanding something from you. Readiness. Readiness to handle more. Readiness to see bigger. Readiness to move differently. When the surprising wealth comes, it does not allow you to stay small. It requires you to rise into the fullness of who you are, to operate from the highest version of yourself, to live in the richness of purpose without hesitation. This wealth is not random. It is tailored to your destiny. It fits you. It belongs to you. It is written for you. This date is also significant because it carries with it a wave of confirmation. For so long, you have carried visions that seemed impossible, promises that seemed delayed, and whispers that seemed too fragile to hold. On September 26th, confirmation will arrive in undeniable ways. Conversations will align with thoughts you never spoke aloud. Opportunities will appear that match the very dreams you once believed were gone. Doors will swing open in perfect timing, leaving you with no choice but to recognize that this is the moment. This is the shift. This is the surprising wealth that was always waiting for you. The wealth of September 26th is also generational. It does not only affect you, it affects everything connected to you. What begins with you flows outward, touching the lives of those who are tied to your purpose, influencing the future of those who will come after you. This is why your journey was heavy, why your tests were so deep, because you were not just carrying yourself, you were carrying others. The surprising wealth is meant to overflow, to multiply, to ripple outward in ways you may never fully see, but will always feel. This is why it had to come to you, chosen one, because you are the one who can carry it with responsibility, with vision, with purpose. Do not be surprised if September 26th also brings endings. In order for this surprising wealth to enter, space must be made. Some connections may fall away, some patterns may dissolve, some opportunities may close. Do not mistake this as loss. It is alignment. The surprising wealth cannot sit on old foundations. It requires newness, and so the endings you see are only the clearing away of what cannot remain. Trust this process. Trust that whatever leaves is only making room for what must arrive. Trust that nothing is being taken from you, only replaced with more, better, greater. Chosen one, September 26th, is about acceleration. Things that once moved slowly will suddenly speed up. Opportunities that once felt far away will suddenly be in front of you. Processes that once felt endless will suddenly resolve. The surprising wealth carries momentum, and when it begins, it multiplies. It does not drip slowly into your life. It floods. The flow will be so undeniable that you will wonder how you lived so long without it. But you will also understand that the waiting was necessary, because the weight of this surprising wealth requires the strength that only waiting could have built in you. This is not the kind of wealth that comes and goes. This is lasting, sustainable, rooted wealth. September 26th begins a chapter where your life is no longer defined by struggle, but by overflow, no longer shaped by delays, but by acceleration, no longer overshadowed by lack, but illuminated by abundance. The surprising wealth coming for you will not only change your present, it will alter your future. It will create a new rhythm in your life. a rhythm of ease, flow, and unstoppable expansion. You will no longer live chasing after what is beyond you. Instead, what is beyond you will begin to chase after you. Chosen one, September 26th is already written. The surprising wealth is already prepared. The alignment is already in place. Your only task is to stand ready, to remain open, to step forward without fear. Do not underestimate the significance of this moment. It is not random, it is not small, and it is not temporary. It is permanent, it is powerful, and it is personal. September 26th is for you, chosen one. It is the moment you will look back on and say, that was the day everything changed. Chosen one, September 26th is not an ordinary date. It is an appointed time. You may not see all the details of how it will unfold, but your spirit already knows that something about this day carries weight. It carries the vibration of release, the frequency of abundance, the sound of cycles breaking and blessings arriving. What is meant for you cannot be delayed any longer. September 26th is the day when what has been hidden in the unseen finally pushes through into the visible, when the surprising wealth prepared for you breaks into your reality. This surprising wealth does not just come as provision, it comes as restoration. It gathers the scattered pieces of your past, the moments where you felt robbed, the seasons where you thought you lost too much, and it repays them with greater measure. The time you thought was wasted will suddenly prove to have been investment. The prayers you thought were unanswered will suddenly reveal themselves as seeds that were only waiting for this season to bloom. September 26th is not only about what you will gain, it is about what will be returned. It is about what will be multiplied back to you, pressed down and overflowing. The surprising wealth is not new. It is the rightful inheritance that was always meant for you, now revealed at the right moment. Chosen one, understand that wealth is not only numbers, it is influence, it is peace, it is opportunity. On September 26th, doors you could not force open will swing wide on their own. People who overlooked you will begin to notice. Opportunities that were blocked will begin to align. What seemed impossible will suddenly be within reach. This is the nature of surprising wealth. It comes in ways you cannot predict, through channels you did not calculate, with timing you could not control. That is why it will surprise you. And yet, once it arrives, you will know deep down that it was always meant for you. This date is also about clarity. For so long, your journey may have felt like walking in a fog, unsure if you were moving in the right direction, unsure if your sacrifices had meaning, unsure if your waiting had purpose. On September 26th, the fog begins to lift. What was confusing will make sense. What felt disconnected will reveal itself as part of a greater plan. You will look back on the years of struggle and understand why they had to be, because every part of it was leading to this release. The surprising wealth is not just material, it is insight, it is wisdom, it is the clarity to see yourself and your life with new eyes. September 26th will also shift your relationships. Wealth attracts alignment, and not everyone can stand in that atmosphere. Some people will fade, not because you push them away, but because they cannot exist in the frequency of your richest season. Others will appear, drawn to your energy, aligned with your purpose, ready to walk with you into this new chapter. Do not cling to what is leaving. and do not fear what is arriving. The surprising wealth requires space, and so the universe is clearing away what no longer serves you. Trust the process. Every ending is an opening. Every loss is a replacement. Every departure is preparation for arrival. Chosen one, this day carries acceleration. The surprising wealth is not just about what comes, it is about how quickly it comes. Things that once dragged will move with speed. Doors that once took years will open in moments. Progress that once felt slow will suddenly multiply. September 26th is the ignition of momentum, and once it begins, it will not stop. This is why you endured long seasons of delay, so that when acceleration arrived, you would recognize it for what it is. Do not resist it. Lean into it. Flow with it. Allow it to carry you further than effort ever could. The wealth of this date also brings authority. You will not only receive, you will command. The surprising wealth is not passive. It positions you to make decisions, to influence environments, to shape outcomes. Your words will carry more weight. Your presence will shift atmospheres. Your ideas will attract attention. This is because the wealth coming on September 26th is not just about your life. It is about your role in the lives of others. You are being positioned not only to rise, but to lift, not only to receive, but to distribute, not only to prosper, but to establish. The surprising wealth gives you the ability to walk in your true authority without hesitation. September 26th is also a day of signs. You may notice alignments that feel too perfect to ignore, encounters that feel divinely orchestrated, confirmations that leave no room for doubt. Pay attention. Chosen one. The surprising wealth is not just in the outcome. It is in the process, in the signs that remind you that you are exactly where you are meant to be. These signs are anchors for your faith, reminders that this is real, and signals that the flow has already begun. Do not be surprised if this wealth also demands boldness. September 26th will bring opportunities that require you to step forward without hesitation, to speak when you once stayed silent, to move when you once waited. The surprising wealth is not just about what arrives at your feet. It is about what you are willing to claim. Step into the room. Take the chance. Speak the vision. Move with courage. The wealth is already yours, but it requires you to walk in it fully. Chosen one, September 26th, is more than a date. It is a marker in your destiny. It is the line drawn between the old version of you and the new. It is the day you will look back on and remember as the moment everything shifted. The moment delay gave way to acceleration. The moment lack gave way to overflow. The moment doubt gave way to confirmation. The surprising wealth is not temporary. It is not fleeting. It is not fragile. It is anchored. It is permanent. It is undeniable. And once it arrives, you will never again return to the version of yourself that lived without it. Chosen one, September 26th is not arriving as an isolated blessing. It is arriving as a chain reaction. The surprising wealth that meets you on this day is not a one-time deposit. It is the opening of a flow. It is the turning of a key that unlocks a series of doors you didn't even know existed. Once this day passes, you will notice that nothing looks the same, nothing feels the same, and nothing unfolds the same. Momentum will build, breakthroughs will multiply, and what once seemed impossible will suddenly become natural. This wealth is surprising not only because of how it comes, but because of how it continues to grow once it arrives. September 26th will prove that your journey was never wasted. Every season of silence, every tear shed in solitude, every moment of waiting when others moved ahead, all of it was investment. All of it was preparation. You were not being overlooked. You were being preserved. You were not being denied. You were being refined. And now, the surprising wealth is the evidence of that hidden preparation. It shows that nothing you endured was in vain. The date is not random. It is the appointed time when the unseen becomes undeniable, when the harvest finally matches the seeds you have planted. This wealth is not shallow. It is layered. On the surface, it will manifest as opportunities, resources, and doors opening. But beneath the surface, it will manifest as peace, strength, and freedom. The surprising wealth touches your outer life and your inner world. It reshapes how you see yourself, how you carry yourself, and how you step into every environment. On September 26th, you will realize that wealth is not only about what you hold, it is about who you become. You are stepping into the wealth of clarity, the wealth of wisdom, the wealth of influence that cannot be bought or stolen. Chosen One, September 26th, is also about reversal. For years you may have felt overlooked, underestimated, even dismissed. People may have doubted your potential, mocked your patience, or ignored your presence. This date reverses it all. The surprising wealth brings visibility. It shines a light on you in ways that cannot be hidden. The very people who overlooked you will be forced to notice. The very environments that dismissed you will now open their doors. But remember, this reversal is not for their validation. It is for your confirmation. It is the universe reminding you that your worth was never in question, that your value was always intact, and that your rise was always certain. This is also a day of breaking illusions. The limitations that felt unshakable, the barriers that seemed permanent, the ceilings that looked unbreakable, they will all be revealed as temporary illusions. September 26th. Tears down the lies that told you not yet, not enough, or never. The surprising wealth comes with truth, and that truth exposes every false story you once believed about yourself. You will feel lighter because the weight of those lies will no longer rest on your shoulders. You will move freer because the cages of doubt and fear will no longer hold you. You will live brighter because the shadows of delay will no longer cover you. Chosen One, the surprising wealthy, also calls you higher. With new abundance comes new responsibility. With new doors comes new vision. With new influence comes new alignment. September 26th is not just about what you receive, it is about how you rise. This date asks you to stand taller, to see further, to act bolder. The surprising wealth is not given to shrink you, but to stretch you, not to comfort you, but to commission you, not to limit you, but to launch you. This is why it had to come now, because only now are you ready to carry it without losing yourself. Only now are you strong enough to hold it without fear. Only now are you wise enough to expand it with purpose. On this day, acceleration will be undeniable. Conversations will turn into opportunities faster than you expect. Thoughts will turn into results quicker than they ever have. Ideas will manifest into reality with speed that shocks even you. This is the nature of surprising wealth. Once it begins, it multiplies, it compounds, it accelerates. What once took years will take months. What once took months will take days. What once seemed far will suddenly be near. You are entering a timeline where time itself bends in your favor, where progress outruns delay, where breakthrough becomes your normal. Do not be surprised if September 26th feels like a shift you cannot explain. You may wake with a sense of peace that doesn't make sense, or an excitement that rises without cause, or clarity that feels too sharp to ignore. These are not coincidences, they are signals. They are your inner confirmation that the surprising wealth has already entered your atmosphere. The date is not just on the calendar, it is written in your spirit. And when it arrives, you will know it with certainty. Chosen one, this wealth is not temporary, it is anchored. It will not come only to disappear, it will come to remain, to grow, to multiply. September 26th begins a season where your life no longer feels fragile, where your blessings no longer feel uncertain, where your steps no longer feel hesitant. You will move with confidence, you will live with security, and you will expand with freedom. The surprising wealth establishes permanence because it flows not from chance, but from destiny. September 26th is not just a day of wealth, it is a day of unveiling. It reveals who you truly are. It reveals what you truly carry. It reveals where you are truly going. For too long you have walked in shadows, carrying treasures that others could not see. But this date removes the veil. The surprising wealth shines a light so bright that what was hidden must now be seen. What was ignored must now be acknowledged. What was delayed must now be delivered. This is the unveiling of the Chosen One, and no force can stop it. Chosen One, September 26th, is not simply about what enters your life. It is about what leaves as well. Wealth is not only measured by what you gain, but also by what you are freed from. On this day, chains that clung to you for years will lose their grip. Burdens you thought you had to carry forever will fall away. Cycles that seemed to repeat endlessly will finally shatter. The surprising wealth of September 26th does not arrive to sit on top of broken foundations. It arrives to rebuild, to reset, to renew. What once kept you bound will no longer exist in your atmosphere. You will stand in a new environment, clean, fresh, ready for growth. This surprising wealth will also come with an elevation of your vision. For too long, your perspective has been limited by survival, by waiting, by holding on. September 26th shifts your sight. You will no longer see through the eyes of delay. You will see through the eyes of destiny. You will no longer measure your potential by what you lost. You will measure it by what is being unlocked. Surprising wealth expands your horizon. It forces you to think bigger, to plan wider, to dream beyond what you once thought possible. This is why it is surprising, because it demands more from you than you ever demanded from yourself. Chosen One, understand that this wealth is not just external, it is internal. On September 26th, a confidence will awaken in you that no circumstance can shake. Peace will settle in your heart that no storm can disturb. Strength will rise in your spirit that no trial can break. This is the kind of wealth that cannot be stolen, the kind of wealth that cannot be drained, the kind of wealth that cannot be lost. It is richness of being, richness of spirit, richness of identity. And once it awakens, you will never again question who you are or what you are capable of. The surprising wealth of September 26th is also about restoration of time. You may have felt behind, as if life moved forward without you, as if others raced ahead while you stood still. But this date carries acceleration so great that lost years will feel restored in a single moment. What should have taken decades will unfold in months. What seemed unreachable will come within your grasp. The pace of your life will no longer match the pace of waiting. It will match the speed of destiny. September 26th is not only a day of wealth, it is a day of redemption. The time you thought you lost was never lost. It was being preserved for this sudden release. Do not be surprised if on this day you notice alignments that feel almost unreal. People you once thought forgotten will reappear with keys to opportunities. Conversations will flow effortlessly into doors opening. Even strangers may speak words that confirm what you already knew deep down. These alignments are not small. They are signs that the surprising wealth is real, that the shift is happening, that destiny is unfolding exactly as written. Pay attention, chosen one, because every detail on this day is speaking to you. This wealth will also position you in ways you could not have orchestrated on your own. September 26th will place you in rooms where your presence changes the atmosphere. It will connect you with voices who see what you carry and are willing to support it. It will draw resources toward you as if they were waiting for your signal. This positioning is not accidental. It is the natural response to your alignment. The surprising wealth recognizes you. It seeks you out. It knows where you are, and it cannot miss you. Chosen one, wealth has a sound, and on September 26th you will hear it. It may come as laughter after years of tears. It may come as relief after years of heaviness. It may come as opportunity after years of rejection. Whatever form it takes, you will know it is wealth because it carries peace with it. True wealth does not bring chaos, it brings calm. It does not create confusion, it creates clarity. It does not drain you, it fills you. The surprising wealth of September 26th will carry a sound so pure that your spirit will recognize it instantly. This day also marks the beginning of overflow. Surprising wealth is not designed to stop with you. It is designed to flow through you. On September 26th, you will notice how your abundance begins to touch others. Your words will inspire. Your actions will influence. Your generosity will ripple outward. This is why the wealth had to come to you. Chosen one, because you were chosen not to hoard it, but to release it, not to keep it, but to multiply it, not to hide it, but to shine it. The surprising wealth is bigger than you because it was never meant for you alone. Do not underestimate the permanence of this shift. September 26th is not a fleeting moment, not a flash of luck, not a temporary window. It is a reset of your reality, a new standard for your life, a new level from which you will never descend. Once this surprising wealth enters, it cannot be taken back. It cannot be reversed. It cannot be undone. It becomes your new normal, your new rhythm, your new identity. You will no longer think in terms of survival. You will think in terms of expansion. You will no longer walk in hesitation. You will walk in certainty. You will no longer live under delay. You will live in flow. Chosen one, September 26th, is marked for you, and nothing can change that. No opposition is strong enough. No delay is long enough. No resistance is powerful enough to block what has already been written. This is the day when destiny catches up with your life, when preparation meets opportunity, when waiting gives way to fulfillment, And when it comes, you will know without question, this is it. This is the surprising wealth. This is the moment everything changes. Chosen one, September 26th, is not just a date. It is a turning point, written long before you knew how to read your own story. The surprising wealth coming on this day is more than provision. It is proof. Proof that the waiting was worth it. Proof that the sacrifices were not wasted. Proof that the nights you cried in silence were not ignored. On this day, what was hidden becomes undeniable. You will no longer have to explain why you held on when others let go. You will no longer have to justify your faith when others mocked your patience. September 26th itself will speak louder than your words ever could. This surprising wealth is not only about what you will receive, but about what you will become. Wealth has a way of transforming not just circumstances, but identity. You will see yourself differently, walk differently, and carry yourself differently. The heaviness of lack will no longer sit on your shoulders. The voice of delay will no longer echo in your mind. The cloud of uncertainty will no longer follow your steps. On September 26th, you will stand taller, breathe freer, and live with a certainty that cannot be shaken. The surprising wealth is not just the arrival of things, it is the arrival of a new you. This day also brings justice. For so long, it seemed as if others took shortcuts and moved ahead while you remained behind. For so long, it felt like you poured out effort, but saw little in return. September 26th is the day the scales balance. The surprising wealth will restore what was unfairly withheld, repay what was taken, and replace what was lost. This is not revenge. It is restoration. It is the universe ensuring that nothing you endured was in vain. The surprising wealth is not only for your future, it is for your past. To redeem it, to heal it, to crown it with meaning. Chosen one, on this day, the balance tips forever. And your journey is crowned not with sorrow, but with lasting abundance.